Thank you, Gabby. And first, I really want to thank dear colleagues, dear audience, and dear friends for staying on a Sunday night to watch a French film, with all the subtitles. Really, the inspiration for this movie, first, the village really changed my life, Saint-Tropez, and beautiful Paris, and artistry, and love, and friendship. So it's a lot of things, it's a mix. It's hard to mention everything, but definitely, I would say Saint-Tropez, Ramachel, they really have changed our lives. So I really want to pay tribute to them in the first place.
Did you actually grow up or spend time in Saint-Tropez?
No, actually, I was born and raised in Paris, where the beginning of the movie is set. I discovered Saint-Tropez really as an artist, and just the first thing I remember from discovering this village is really the beautiful light. It's so moving, and no wonder why it's inspired so many artists, from impressionists and obviously filmmakers like Brigitte Bardot, Brigitte Bardot, and of course also all the musicians and amazing bands who found inspiration there. But really, when I discovered the village, it was like falling in love, and the welcome of the inhabitants, it was very quickly like something really obvious, There was a really, it's like a love letter for the village from the very beginning of my young career.
It seems to me also it's like a love letter to the 60s. And I'm wondering, why the 60s? Other than the music?
Yes, the music. The 60s are so inspiring for many reasons. First, it was a time when there was no internet, no cell phones. And the way, it was so interesting for me when I wrote this down. I really wanted to pay tribute to all artists. And in the 60s, it was such a great era of change. And even today, sadly, sometimes we need to remember it's so important to protect what is so precious to us, including change. And in the 60s, there was not just color television, there was also contraception, and Woodstock, and the Isle of Fright, and May 68. And so summer 67 was a very important time in Saint-Tropez because it was the time of the hippies, and where so many things were happening, especially in America, the UK, and France. There were many violences too, and the film also touches on that. Yes, I even forgot the question now, but like, why the 60s? Because it was easier to fall in love. I mean, there was no social media and internet.
Does anybody have a of course, yes.
First, wanted to refresh the movie, thanks so much. One question, I really like makeup. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes.
And the second thing is, how does it work to be both actor and director at the same time?
Yes, interesting. Talking about female empowerment. So first, I really want to thank everyone in this room for watching all the credits until the end, including you, Gabby, and thank you for all the reactions, because really it was all the team. The makeup was really important because as it's a period film, the hair and makeup and even the costumes, it really helped us so much as actors to really get into character and evolve from this beautiful atmosphere. I hope everyone enjoyed the locations. There was no compromise with locations. Everyone opened all their doors. And for us, it was every day a new day of magic. Of course, I'm also the producer of this film, so I knew, but still I was like, oh, Peter Train, like everything felt so real. And so real and really surreal. And the makeup is really important in this film because it also centers, I'm thinking about, for instance, my character Angèle Dubourg, who is a tribute to all female pioneers. If you pay attention closely, for those who are interested in makeup, she wears 60s makeup, but some are kind of closer to the 70s, because she's a pioneer. And so it was really important to show the way she behaves is so different. Of course, it's still the 60s, and yes, it's a period of peace. But at the time, for a woman to invite an American at your house, it's a big deal. It's not something you do. Usually, it's kind of as crazy as that. So it was really interesting because, as everyone in this room probably understands, it's It's a slow burn, but but still, it's burning, right? It's burning for a long time. But it's interesting because this era was really so interesting for us. I think it made me a better director, producer, and also person. It was really moving. And yes, and your second question, the makeup and really, so it was all the team. You know, like as you can see in the credits, there are so many incredible crew members and cast members. I have a good fortune to work a lot more with Saint-Tropez now, and it was a lot of preparation, and it was really hard. I remember, for instance, 3 days, like literally 2 days before filming, I had no voice. Because I was working with all the partners and my team. I think I was the only person in the team to think it was hilarious. I was like, just like, oh, look, I have no voice. Even like when we filmed the scenes with the theater and you know, the Disney theater, I had no voice that day. And so I was literally, you can see in the BTS, I was whispering to the team, and I was like, oh, this is so funny. And everyone was looking at me, you realize this is not funny at all. You know, you're actually gonna act, remember? Or maybe it was really like, really crazy. But it's the magic of cinema, and I think it's the magic of the great team. So thank you so much.
Do we have any other questions? Okay, well, I'm going to ask another question. Hold on. I'm sorry? No, right. Yes, please.
Yes, in the final scene, they're waiting for a screening of a new film. This is 3 years later. Is that a reference also to Woodstock, or is there more personal work from the character in that film?
I'm not sure I understood the question.
I think I understand your question. It's about the end of the Golden Age. And for me, as a director and a writer, it is really important to make sure that the audience could carry away what they want. So it's a little bit of an open ending. It's not a reference to Woodstock because the Golden Age is more really a tribute to all artists, those who brought change, but also including those who tried and didn't manage to bring change, because it's important to try. And I think we're going to be having to leave soon, but really, I think probably about the end of the film, it's just an open ending. So at the moment when Angèle Debout disappears and comes back, you know, I really want it for the audience. I think it's a tribute to artistry, and it's important for everyone to choose what she or he wants to see in the film. But it's mostly to also remember that authenticity, love, and friendship are really important. Thank you.
Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, actually, my friend has a question up here.
Oh, I'm sorry, up here. Okay, sorry, yes.
Hey, so it seems like color was really important since it's a period piece. Can you talk a little bit about the color, like the look of the film, and even just colors and clothes?
Thank you so much. About the colors, yes, so important. The vibrant colors of Saint-Tropez, and it was such a dedicated work with the cinematographer and also the color grader who's based in London. It's a very international project, obviously. So the colors are really important because the lights in Saint-Tropez or Paris or even California are so beautiful and moving. So it was a very dedicated work to capture this. And then during the principal photography, and then to very delicately reveal the colors in post-production, I really want to highlight the fact that all the colors you see in the film are true. So for those who have never been to French Riviera or Saint-Tropez or Paris, it's exactly as that. We didn't color anything. We just delicately revealed the color. So it's all it's really meant to be as authentic as possible. And I know sometimes it looks so like beautifully colored where you feel it's not true, it can be true, but no, it is. Like I double checked. I went there many times. It's like it was really important because Saint-Tropez in particular is really known for painting and you know the colors just in general. It's just maybe even more magical than the film, but we did our best so that it was the closest possible to the magic that you can experience there in person.
Anybody else? Okay, well I have one last question, I think. You you have any projects in the works? Can you talk about them?
Yes, of course, there is one I really want to mention. It's a tribute documentary that Saint-Tropez asked me to write and direct about Michel Galabru. He's our actor in France who has the longest filmography, a little bit like our Tony Curtis, but also like who is popular with everyone. And the Golden Age is also about time and generations coming together. It's really about love in general. And so this film is screening now in the Museum of Saint-Tropez until March 2023. Also, well, admittedly, I have a little bit of an obsession with romance, so I'm writing a lot of rom-coms now, more, a little more. So one is called For the Love of Music, one I wrote during the pandemic is a TV pilot, and it got optioned immediately by a French producer, really exciting. But yeah, there is always more, so I'm excited about that.
And I have one last question. Where do you call home? Or all three of them home? LA, Paris, Saint-Tropez?
I think you go home the place where you are with friends. You know, it's. I think it's also maybe in a way what we're trying to show in the film is that for me, I was born and raised in Paris. My heart is in Saint-Tropez, and I love California so much. And I know I always feel home everywhere because I try as much as I can to have a good fortune to spend time with my friends. And thank you for being here because we really share something special together. We share the magic of cinema. We have the good fortune of having the luxury to talk about art. And art is really important. And I really also want to thank Cinequest because Cinequest awards engineers. And for the Golden Age, we also pay tribute to change makers in reality. And with our little films, we try to just pay tribute to that. And it's important because sharing, support are very important. And it's important to protect the most precious things we have and never take them for granted. So coming back to what home is, I always feel home because I do my best to stay close to the people that I love.